Hey guys, my name's Matt and I'm a builder. Just bought a brand new 2021 GMC 2500 HD Denali, and I wanted to kind of give you my take on the truck. I've been using it now for a few weeks, put about 2,000 miles on it, and kind of wanted to go over a couple things that I found extremely useful and some things different than the prior models, which I'm sure a lot of you guys will be aware of. But let me just switch camera views here and show you the truck and let you know what I like and what I don't like. First of all, major difference with this truck. It is huge compared to the prior model. Now the Ford, the Dodge, they've already kind of come up with this stuff. They've got a much bigger truck. This truck, compared to my other truck sitting in the background, quite a bit different in size. A lot taller, a lot longer, a lot more room. Show you here. I've got mine chock-a-block full with tools and all kinds of goodies. I work out of this thing, so I use it like a truck. Little block heater cord down there. So what I'll say about this thing, you're going to see that backing this truck up is a whole lot more difficult than the prior model. Personally, I found it to be a bit of a pain. You can't see over the back bed as easily as you can with the prior model. It does take a little bit of getting used to. Will certainly take some practice. The mirrors are nice and fully adjustable, so you can kind of get things dialed in with those, but you will definitely need the mirror to get things working and comfortable. There's a few other exterior items that I notice here. Oops. This particular truck, I've had, probably 8 or 10 good tow sessions with it now, and it tows and brakes a 15,000 pound load with absolutely no problems. Hauling uphill, downhill, doesn't matter. I live in a kind of rural area where we've got a lot of uneven roads, and did a great job towing. There's also a ton of cameras on this truck. There's cameras here on the front, cameras up high. There's cameras here under the mirror stations, cameras on the back, lots of cameras for camera angles. I did find the cameras to be somewhat useful, especially some of the side cameras and things as you're towing. I would say the tailgate camera is probably my favorite, just so you can back and hook the trailer easily to the truck. The camera that gives you a 360-degree view of the truck is really useful, because it helps you to see, that nothing is in front of you or beside you or behind you when you're maneuvering the truck, especially when you're first getting in and getting out. And then the new rear view camera is really useful. I'll show you that when I get inside the truck. Truck bed is, we just kind of took a brief peek at that a second ago. Useful. Bed holds a lot of material, and as I said, I use this thing as a truck, so that being said, it gets driven and worked. So on the interior, there's a lot of things here that are a little different than the prior model, but I'm not going to bore you with tons of dialogue here about the interior. What I will say is the fit and finish of the interior, for those of you who are GM guys, are going to feel very comfortable in this truck. It is a little bit of an upgrade in terms of fit and finish from the past truck. Personally, I did try the Ford and the Dodge before I bought this truck. I figured at 80 something thousand dollars I would make sure I got the best truck for the money, at least what I felt was the best truck. I am more comfortable personally in this truck than I was in either of those other trucks. I know that's somewhat subjective, but for me, the screen size wasn't a big deal, and the stitching in the seats, which I've heard on some other reviews, just wasn't a big deal. This is a great truck. It's a very nice truck, and I don't have a problem with either of those items. I don't feel that they cheaped out, and I assume the engineers, if they had wanted this screen up here to be full size top to bottom, they could have done it for a few extra bucks, and I don't think anyone was going to balk at paying 83 grand instead of 82 grand about if the screen was going to make all the difference. I think this just is a familiar profile to those of us who are coming from one GM truck to another, and all of the buttons and layouts very intuitive. I will say my favorite function here in the new truck is absolutely, I don't know if I could even really show it to you, but there's a button here on the end, and that is an automatic headlight button. It puts your high beams on and off. That is absolutely hands down the best function of the truck. This other function is somewhat handy, the heads-up display. I do use that a fair amount, and you can scroll through a bunch of different menus to put different information up there. I like that. It's got a great engine brake. I don't think that's anything new over the one that the prior model. Heated and cooled seats, and that's kind of handy. I live in a cold climate. You can see the snow in the pictures here. That's kind of handy. Just see here, the trailer up here, if you just kind of go to your home screen, there's a trailer tow mode where you can set a bunch of different types of trailers. If you're not familiar with towing, you don't do a lot of towing, I think this would probably be really helpful to most of those guys. If you do a ton of towing, some of this stuff is just sort of not required. I did label a couple of my trailers just so I could you know, pick them up, label the trailer, the equipment that was going to be on it for weight, and you can go in there and set some different parameters of like down here your brake controller and whatnot. I found that to be somewhat useful, but it's not, you know, at the price point of this truck, that's not a real selling point for me. Let's see, the only other, oh yeah, up here, headlight. I was going to mention that. It's not headlight, but rear view mirror. So there's this little switch here, and it takes you between traditional rear view mirror and camera. This camera is hands down the best way to go on the mirror. You don't have to look through anything to see things, and I just found that to be a great feature. It's really really functional. The cab overall is bigger than the model before. There's tons of room for kids and tools and hard hats and whatever other crap you want to throw in your truck. Honestly, there's probably a bunch of other things I could say, but most of it is very user friendly and intuitive, and I don't think doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this stuff out. You just have to do a little research on some of the features of your truck. Handheld controls are similar to how they've always been laid out on the GMs, and really useful. You know what, if you're looking for a little counsel on whether to spend the money to buy one of these, I would say absolutely it's worth the money. It's a great truck. I mean, every vehicle in my opinion is a somewhat poor investment because they're never worth more than you bought them for. They're always going to be worth less. But I will say this is a great truck for the money. I don't think you'll be disappointed with the features of the truck. I've been using it as a truck now, and I've got 1,932 miles on it. It tows, it pulls, it brakes. It's comfortable. You can run a bunch of crap over. It sits up high. It's a nice big vehicle. I've enjoyed it. So if I was going to put my 2 cents in, I would say go ahead and spend the money, get yourself the truck. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Hope this helps you figure out what you need to do, and enjoy and have a great day.